Victories of the Day, April 3.
1. 1684, the publication of Nova Methodus. In the April 1684 edition of Acta Eruditorum, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz published the first account of differential calculus. Before 1684, finding the slope of a curve or the area under a shape required specific, cumbersome geometric proofs for every individual case. The system utilized the dy/dx notation, creating a universal symbolic language where complex curves could be broken down into infinitesimal linear segments. This shifted mathematics from static geometry to dynamic analysis, proving that change itself, velocity, acceleration, growth, could be calculated with perfect precision. This achievement is the bedrock of all modern physics and engineering. Without the Leibniz rule, we would have no mathematical way to model planetary orbits or electrical circuits. 2. 1860, the launch of the Pony Express. On April 3, 1860, the Pony Express began its first relay, a milestone in high-velocity information routing. Prior to 1860, messages between the Atlantic and Pacific coasts took months. There was no real-time connection for news or government orders. The system utilized a decoupled relay network of 190 stations where riders swapped horses every 10 miles, maintaining a constant 10 miles per hour speed across 2,000 miles. This shifted communication engineering toward throughput optimization, proving that total system speed depends on the frequency of refreshment points. This achievement established the logic of packet switching, breaking a long journey into small segments to ensure reliability and speed across a vast network. 3. 1882, the first successful solar engine demonstration. On April 3, 1882, Abel Pfeiffer demonstrated a solar-powered printing press in Paris, a milestone in photothermal conversion. Prior to 1882, power was synonymous with burning coal. Capturing energy directly from the vacuum of space was considered impossible for industrial use. The system utilized a parabolic concentrator, a giant mirror dish, to focus sunlight onto a central boiler, generating steam to drive a vertical engine. This shifted mechanical engineering toward renewable input, proving that the sun's radiation could be concentrated to achieve high industrial temperatures. This was the direct ancestor of modern concentrated solar power plants, which use these same geometric principles to power thousands of homes today. 4. 1933, the first flight over Mount Everest. On April 3, 1933, two Westland PV-3 biplanes became the first aircraft to fly over the summit of Mount Everest. Prior to 1933, the death zone above 25,000 feet was a barrier due to air density loss and extreme cold that would freeze engine oil and fuel lines. The system utilized supercharged Bristol Pegasus engines to compress thin mountain air and specialized heated clothing powered by the aircraft's electrical system. This shifted aeronautics toward high-altitude capability, proving that internal combustion could be modified to operate in near-vacuum conditions. This achievement pioneered the use of aerial survey photography in extreme environments, allowing for the first accurate mapping of the Himalayas. 5. 1953, the finalization of the international standard for vitamin B12. On April 3, 1953, researchers finalized the first international standard for vitamin B12, a milestone in biochemical metrology. Prior to 1953, the potency of B12 treatments varied wildly because there was no universal unit. Doctors often guessed at dosages for pernicious anemia. The system utilized microbiological assay, measuring the growth rate of specific bacteria sensitive to B12 to calibrate a pure crystalline reference sample. This shifted pharmacology toward quantitative standardization, proving that biological substances could be measured with the same precision as physical weights. This achievement ended the era of trial-and-error dosing for blood disorders, establishing the protocols for how all modern vitamin supplements are regulated. 6. 1973, the first handheld cellular phone call. On April 3, 1973, Martin Cooper of Motorola made the first public call from a handheld cellular phone, the Dyna TAC 8000X. Before 1973, mobile phones were car phones that required massive trunks of equipment. Personal communication was tethered to a physical wire. The system utilized cellular frequency reuse, where a geographic area is divided into small cells, allowing thousands of users to share a limited radio spectrum. This shifted information technology toward personal mobility, proving that the user, not the location, should be the endpoint of the network. This achievement began the wireless revolution, leading to the total decentralization of the Internet and the birth of the smartphone. 7. 1981, the launch of the Osborne 1. On April 3, 1981, the Osborne 1 was unveiled, the world's first commercially successful portable computer. Prior to 1981, computers were desktop units. Moving them required disconnecting dozens of cables and specialized transport. The system utilized an all-in-one housing that included a 5-inch screen, 2 floppy drives, and a keyboard that latched onto the front to form a suitcase. This shifted hardware design toward portability and integration, proving that a full professional workstation could be shrunk into a 24-pound, 11 kilograms, package. This was the architectural proof of concept for the laptop, establishing that the value of a computer is tied to its ability to travel with the user. 8. 2010, the release of the first-generation iPad. On April 3, 2010, the first iPad was released, a milestone in multi-touch tablet computing. Prior to 2010, tablet computers relied on styluses and desktop-style operating systems, which were clunky and difficult to navigate with fingers. The system utilized a capacitive multi-touch interface and an ARM-based processor optimized for low-power, high-fluidity visual interaction. This shifted UX/UI design toward direct manipulation, proving that the mouse and keyboard could be replaced by a purely haptic, screen-centric logic. This achievement created the tablet market, bridging the gap between the smartphone and the laptop and changing how digital media is produced. 9. Scientist of the Day, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, 1646–1716. Leibniz is the dedicatee for April 3 for his mastery of symbolic logic. He realized that human thought could be reduced to a universal characteristic, a mathematical alphabet of ideas. Before his work, math was descriptive. He proved it could be algorithmic, creating the notation that we still use to calculate the infinitesimal changes in the universe. The system he pioneered, the calculus, provided the bridge between the finite world we see and the infinite variations of the physical laws that govern it. His legacy is the binary system. He was the first to propose that all logic could be expressed through 2 digits, providing the theoretical foundation for every computer on Earth today.
Victories of the day, April 3.